Alpha.
Welcome everyone to In Focus episode number 9. Thank you for joining us today, and quick reminder that the chat is live. So put your questions or your concerns for this or suggestions for this or future episodes. Also, quick reminder to hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can get notified the next time we are doing the show. Welcome to the Sony family. My name is Ranieri Pallavicini, and I am with the CET Customer Engagement Team. And another quick reminder is that if you haven't, please register your product so you can get some benefits doing so. Some of the products will extend your warranty. Then another benefit is that you receive notifications for firmware updates, also quick tech support calls, and of course, if anything goes wrong, you are already in the system, so you don't have to go crazy trying to find receipts. Where did I buy it? When did I buy it? And so on. It's already in the system. So again, that was a quick reminder. And then from that out of the way, we are going to go into the benefits, or not benefits, but let's say uh, this lens versus the kit lens. This lens is the 70 to 200 GMaster II. Yes, better be better, right? That the kit lens, which is not bad at all, but it has its limitations. This kit lens is the 2870 that comes with the A7 Mark IV, Alpha 7 Mark IV. So that being said, the first thing that comes to my mind, what is it? Probably is going to be the variable aperture. Why? Because if you have a lens in your camera and you're zooming in and out, trying to get the perfect framing, the perfect composition, if you will. This lens right here has something is called variable aperture when you zoom. And here you have something is called constant aperture. Now let me explain you what that means. That means that if I am a 70 millimeter, the angle of view of my lens, it is the focal length, but as a result, it is the angle of view. So I'm a 70 angle of view. And for some reason, I want to zoom in to have another picture, another tight picture, right? For portraits, for sport, for concerts, for whatever, right? And as soon as I zoom in, this one, nothing happened. It just zoom in and I take the picture, and the light doesn't change. The light is exactly the same because it has constant aperture. Even though I'm zooming in, guess what happened? With this little guy here, I'm at 28 millimeters, and when I zoom in at 70, guess what? Yes, I do lose light because it's not a constant aperture. So if I'm at 28, I'm at 3.5, the aperture. And when I zoom in at 70, now I'm at 5.6 aperture, which it gets the picture or the video darker unless you put the camera in automatic. And the camera then, of course, will compensate automatically real quick. And now you will take a picture, and it will be the same exposure. What that means is just that it's going to be the same brightness, right? It's not going to be darker, neither bright. But the difference will be when that happens is that the camera, because it's in automatically, it will raise the ISO. What does that mean? The ISO, now you have less quality because you increase the ISO, so you get more digital noise in your image, more grain, right? And guess what? Again, on this guy here, that doesn't happen because everything stays the same. It is a constant aperture. And with that being said, the constant aperture. Oh, you can also grab the camera. So my friend Austin here, which is my producer today, let's put camera number 2, and here you can actually see the the different apertures. So you can see 3.5 at 5.6, and that's what is just telling you that when you zoom, remember that you're going to lose light, and that's what it is. That's basically what it is. So that being said, on here it doesn't say in front of the lens, but I'm going to show you on top of the lens. So I'm going to show you here in here and here. Let's see right here. Let me put my finger. 2.8. Sorry, 2.8 70 to 200, and it doesn't say any variable aperture here. That means that your lens is the only aperture you can shoot. No, of course not. You can, it's just telling you the maximum aperture that you can take photos or videos at. The maximum aperture allowed on this lens is just telling you that, because that's kind of the most important thing, the maximum aperture. And of course here as well, it's just telling you the maximum aperture for that angle of view. In this case, 2.8 for all of the range, 70 to 200. And that out of the way, I'm going to talk a little bit about image quality. So image quality, of course, this lens is a GMaster II 70 to 200. What does that mean? It's the second generation of this lens, 70 to 200. Um, First of all, it is almost a pound, 1 pound lighter, almost 1 pound lighter than the first generation. And I know we're not comparing it to the previous generation. I'm comparing it to this one. But the reason it's big like that, it is because one of the reasons I told you before, that 70 to 200 is throughout the whole range is 2.8. Second, it is 2.8, which requires more glass than this little guy that doesn't need to open as much. So the quality of the image is just fantastic. The quality of the glass that goes into this is just fantastic. It's just the best that Sony can produce. Is a G Master lens. So in its classes, hands down, one of the best in the market. So also because it's a 2.8, the bokeh or the creamy background, so you understand, the creamy background is just beautiful. It's just gorgeous compared to this one. And in a minute, I'm gonna tell my friend here, Austin, the producer, to put some pictures up, but not yet. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of. I'm gonna comment on it a little bit. So, and the reason a very beautiful blur background. Actually, Austin, you can put the picture of the lizard if you can. And guess what? Also, because of the compression of the lens, it's a 70 to 200. It's a more telephoto lens compared to this one. And because of that, you have a lot more compression, which means it's going to give you that blurry background. And what is that for? That blurry background? Well, I'll tell you what it's for. It's to have separation from the foreground to the background, or from the subject to the background. And that separation avoid distractions. So your eyes go straight to what is in focus. So as you can see here on the left, it's shot with the kit lens at 70 millimeters, which is the maximum focal length or the maximum angle or the tighter angle of view that this lens allows me to shoot, right? 70 millimeters. And of course, I'm photographing the lizard, but you don't need It's so small, you don't even know if it's a raccoon, if it's something like no raccoon, iguana, or you just don't know what I'm taking a picture of. Probably the rocks, oh, beautiful rocks, I guess. You just don't know. It's just too far. So, but guess what? Something different happened in the second picture. Yes, I put the telephoto lens on it, right? 70 to 200, and I shot it at 200. And of course, a blurry background. You just put your eyes in what is on top of the rock. In this case, is the little lizard. I'm a little far in here. Don't think I'm on top of that rock because that lizard will go away. It will run away. So I'm pretty far. I would say about 10 feet, 12 feet, or something like that. So again, in this picture, actually, you cannot even see the quality of this image because we are in a video and I don't know why. But in my computer, I go zoom in 300% if I want to. And literally, that lizard, like you see the head, the eyes, the nose, and I'm like, wow, this is just incredible. Don't believe me. I sound excited, but believe me, that's what people love this lens. Is because how sharp it is, how amazing it is. So again, if you can put another picture, please. Yes. So again, the buoy. So the buoy on the left, of course, it is far away, and you don't even know what I'm taking a picture of here. I guess the water or something. It's so far the buoy that you cannot see it, even though it's the maximum focal length that this lens allow me to 70 millimeters. But of course, everything is different on the right picture. And again, on my computer, I can zoom in this picture. This was in South Beach or South Point, I guess. South Beach, same thing. Uh, you can zoom in and I can literally see the little muscles or things that get stuck in that little buoy. You know what? That is a good point for next time. Next time we're gonna do a zoom in and we're gonna show that as well to see the quality of this lens. I'm sorry about that. So let's put another picture, and then from there, yes. So again, what surprised me on this picture, it was again on the left 70 on the kit lens, and on the right 200. So you can see the actual difference in what you can achieve with this lens. So what is surprised me is how sharp it is. You can see the windows of those houses, and you can see the details of the grass, of the actually concrete. It is absolutely, uh, absolutely is sharp. Sharp from the center all the way to the corner because it's a G Master lens. Um, Less chromatic aberration compared to this one here. Almost no chromatic aberration compared to this kit lens here. What else? Basically, oh, and then how fast is this lens to focus? Much more reliable to let's say when you're doing a sport or fast moving subjects like birds or like any animal that is very fast. This is the lens has four linear motors that allow you to focus up to 120 frames per second and keep up, and it's refocusing so fast that it just responds. It has like I don't know, B12, B8 inside for the autofocusing system. And of course, this is not a slow by any mean, by any means, it's not as slow, but of course, it can't compare because it has not the same type of linear fast motors like this one. Not only that, but so it is more reliable, of course, for autofocusing, but also this has in the back here the construction. Of course, construction is going to be the best of the best. Why? Because it is the a top of the line lens. It has a rubber gasket here, a rubber security for the weather. So when it goes to the body, it's very tight, and water doesn't come in there. What else? Uh, Dust, dirt, anything. It is very weather sealed. This lens, and again, comparison to this one. It's not a bad lens, but it has limitations, and it doesn't have the rubber gasket and things like that. Also, this lens has buttons to do customizations. So on this lens, what I do is just customize this to do a crop. So let's say my maximum focal length here is 200 millimeters. When I press it, I will go from full frame to crop. That means that I'm going to 300 millimeters. So it's cropping the sensor a little bit, but I'm getting more rich and focusing on what I really like to take the picture of. Here, I don't have that. So I don't have those buttons. Now, this is only one thing, the way I use it, but you can change the quality of the image. You can switch to manual focus to autofocus, to tracking autofocus. You have pages and pages of menus that you can customize each of those things here, each one. So that being said, um, let's keep going before I start talking too much and the time runs out on me. So let's put the last picture I believe that we have in there. Okay, so on the picture on the right, again, is the kit lens, the maximum focal length. And you don't even see nothing. You don't even see if I'm taking a picture of the guy over there or of my daughter all the way in the palm trees. It's just too wide for what I want, even though it's in the telezoom end of the lens. How about the 70 to 200? Of course, I see that I'm taking a picture of the baby, or well, it's not a baby anymore, but anyway, I'm taking a picture of my daughter, and then of course a little bit blurred background as well, which have and cause that separation. Totally different picture, one picture to another, and then let me just forgot to tell you about the image stabilization of this lens. Is even though this has image stabilization, on here on the GMaster II also has image stabilization, but it's a better construction. Is that motor for that stabilize this big lens is more effective than this one. And for obvious reasons, is a top of the line lens in its class, and no other lens in this class match this not only image stabilization but quality, focusing speed, sharpness all the way to the edge. Um, it's just a sweet lens that you're gonna fall in love. And if you have it already, I'm sure you are agreeing with me because this lens is just fantastic. Also, you can also put teleconverters on the lens. Um, Unfortunately, you cannot put it on the kit lens. And many people doesn't know this because a lot of people say, oh no, I've got a teleconverter. Now I have that lens and I can do double or 1.4 or 1.5 more. No, unfortunately you can't because you see this here, this little knob here. Well, this little knob is not going to fit in the back of the other lens. That's one of the reasons. And then here it will fit absolutely perfect. So on this lens, also you can put teleconverters to go even farther. So again, um, what else we have? Let me just check the chat if I have something to any questions or anything like that. Tremendo intro. How are you running Excel? How are you? Nice to see you again. Rodolfo Chona, how are you, sir? I'm happy you get to join us. Yeah, looks like a cat. So anyway, no, I don't see any questions. Feel free to let me know, my producer, if I have any questions that I have to answer. So um, I think I already touched. I already touched. What is it? What was that? How do I customize the buttons on the lens? Quick, good question. I can show you. Let me just grab my camera here so I can show you real quick. So I can show you real quick here. So let me just put the lens real quick on the camera, and I will show you right away. So let me just let's just put camera number two. and hopefully this we can see. Let's see. Okay, so let me just show you, and let's go back to the menu, the yellow menu. So let me just go get closer and then I move it. Okay, and then let me just check it out and then I'll show you. So let's go to yellow menu or the suitcase, and then number three, so suitcase number three, and then you go to number one, and the first one says custom key dial set, right? And then you get to this page here, to that page. Sorry, it looks like a little blurry or something. And then we're gonna go down, and I show you where I'm going to stop. So we're going to that one right there, which is the number, say, one, two, three, four. Fourth right there. And then you actually see the picture of the lens right there, the camera and the lens and the button. So you go to the right or you go click on it and I'm sorry, you go back. And now you click on it and you put whatever you want in there. In this case, now it's on focus hold, but I don't want focus hold. I want what I told you guys before, um, which is crop. So let me go to the main menu. All these menus I'm going to is that what I can assign onto that button. And let me just go back here. Hold on. APS-C full frame right here. Boom. So now this camera, it is set to to that button to change to APS-C and full frame. So that means that if I am, I don't think you're going to see it, but let's see here. So look at the lens, look at whatever. Hold on, give me 1 second. So look at camera. Oh, let me see. Okay. So I'm gonna touch the lens now, and you're gonna see how it gets closer. Okay. Did you see? See the screen? Now let me touch back. I just press the back and it's smaller. You see? So again, you have 1.5 conversion, and now you have not 300 but 300 millimeters at 2.8. So it's like two lenses in one right away at the top of your fingers. And with that, guys, I am happy to announce that we finished. But I don't want to finish, but I have to finish because that's basically uh, the comparison of this lens. And you know, feel free to drop any other questions that you may have, even if it's not live. We will take a look at it and answer. So thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. We appreciate it, but we're here to help. So that's what we're here for. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can get notifications, and some other people that don't know about this show can come and learn with us. So without further ado, let me say bye-bye. Have a good one, guys. Into the next one, and happy shooting. I hope don't stop creating, and don't stop taking pictures and videos with meaning. It has to be meaningful, something that you like, that you love, and it will come out good. And if you don't know something about the cameras, feel free to drop the question. Bye bye. Until next time. See you soon. Bye bye. Peace.
Alpha.
Time for your classes.